Hey guys, I hope you all are doing well, and we have Lupercalia coming up, and in this video I'm going to share with you all about this ancient Roman holiday and how it influenced our modern day Valentine's Day. So get ready, get cozy, we are going to dive in to the ancient Roman festival of Lupercalia. So Lupercalia occurs on February 15th, so right around the time of Valentine's Day. And the root word in Lupercalia means wolf. So for this festival in ancient Rome, they honored the two mythical founders, Romulus and Remus, who were saved by a she-wolf after being abandoned by their parents. And this festival has evolved and changed a lot over time. But how it went down for the most part is on Lupercalia, you would have two groups of priests. You would have one group that were descended from the followers of Romulus, and then you'd have the other group, the descendants of the followers of Remus. And they would meet in a cave in the Palatine Hill for this particular celebration. Now, like pretty much all Roman festivals, it starts with a feast and a lot of drinking. But then it gets a little bit strange. So after much feasting and drinking, you would have some sacrifices. So for Lupercalia, they sacrificed some goats and then also a dog. So don't freak out. I mean, it was very rare for Romans to sacrifice a dog. I think Lupercalia is the only instance of that occurring. So because this festival is honoring the she-wolf that cared for Romulus and Remus, the dog is basically a symbolic representation of that she-wolf. So after the sacrifices, you would have one priest from the followers of Remus group and one priest from the followers of Romulus group, and they would come into the center and you would put the sacrificial blood on their forehead and then wash it off with goat's milk. So this was really a symbolic representation of ending the great feud and violence between Romulus and Remus. So now it's about to get even stranger. So after they did that, they took the sacrificial goats and their hides and made kind of these whips out of the goat hides. Then they took off all their clothes. And so they took their whips and they ran naked through the streets of ancient Rome. So the priests would take their whips and whip people as they ran through the streets. And this was not a like scary or painful whipping. This was more of a like, haha, I got you kind of a thing. And in fact, people wanted to be whipped by the priests because it was believed that if you were, it would bring you good luck and fertility. And that fertility component is something that ties ancient Lupercalia to modern day Valentine's Day. And in fact, over the years, Lupercalia became more and more about fertility and childbirth. And this is not the only pagan festival where something like this occurred. When I was living in Prague, I found out that on Easter weekend, the boys in rural towns would find willow branches and then tie them up together in kind of a whip and then just run around and hit the local girls with that to bring them fertility for the spring. So this is still happening today, and it happens in various different locations around Europe. So it's kind of weird, but it's really just meant to be a fun little game and not anything painful or scary. So over the years, Lupercalia really transformed into a holiday all about fertility and childbirth. And it was so popular among the Romans that it even survived the collapse of the Western Roman Empire. So this festival actually lasted till around the 5th century CE, which is when Pope Gelasius put a stop to this festival and banned it, mostly due to the nudity and drunkenness. He then replaced it with a festival called the Festival of the Purification of the Virgin Mary. So quite a different concept than Lupercalia. Though I find it very fitting and interesting that today we celebrate Valentine's Day at about the same time as Lupercalia. And when you think about it, Valentine's Day is kind of a modern fertility festival in a way. So today we do celebrate Lupercalia just in a different type of way. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'll be doing anything for Lupercalia this year. So comment down below and I will see you next week. Bye.